Hi class. So today I'm going to give you an informative speech on autism. Some facts about autism is the fastest growing seriously developmental disability in the U.S. 1 in 88 children, 1 in every 54 boys, and 1 in every 252 girls are diagnosed with autism every year. If your child has been diagnosed with autism, your child has a 15% chance of having seizures. There is no medical detection or cure for autism. Now, a lot of people ask, well, what is autism? Autism, otherwise known as Autism Spectrum Disorder, or ASD, those are both general terms for a group of complex disorders of brain development. These disorders are characterized in varying degrees in difficulties in social interaction, verbal and nonverbal communication, and repetitive behaviors. Autism can be associated in intellectual disability, difficulties in motor coordination, attention, and physical health issues, such as sleep and gastrointestinal disturbances. Some children that have been diagnosed with autism excel in visual skills, music, math, and art. Now, what causes autism? Well, there's not one specific thing that actually causes autism. Some scientists have actually proven that environmental factors play into it as well as other factors. So, some scientists have actually proven that vaccinations can trigger autism in some children, especially those who have been genetically predisposed to autoimmune or inflammatory disorders. Another cause of autism is medications taken while during pregnancy. While some medications such as SSRIs, otherwise known as antidepressants, can increase your risk by 20% while taken while pregnant. Another proven cause of autism is women who become pregnant over the age of 40. If you become pregnant over the age of 40, your chance of having an autistic child is 50%. That's a lot for age. That is a lot. Now, the last factor that actually plays into it is women who do not take prenatal vitamins while pregnant. Prenatal vitamins play a very big role in your child's brain development while in utero. Brain development is extremely important while your child is in utero. Women who do not take prenatal vitamins while pregnant have a 40% chance of having a child with autism, according to scientists. That's a pretty big chance, if you ask me. So, what kind of therapy is there for children with autism? Some therapies, otherwise known as ABA therapy. Well, ABA therapy is behavioral analyst therapy. So, what is applied behavioral analyst therapy? It focuses on the principles that explain how learning takes place. Positive reinforcements that explain how learning takes place to the child. So if the child, for instance, my daughter really loves mermaids. She has a mermaid Barbie doll, so we always bring that to her therapy sessions. So if one of her therapists say, "Hey Madeline, please go get me the bike." So Madeline goes and gets the bike. Well, Madeline listened to what her therapist said. She listened to her, so she gets a positive reinforcement, so she gets her mermaid Barbie doll. Or my daughter loves chocolate, so they'll give her a piece of chocolate. This teaches the child that when you do something that we ask you to, you're going to get a positive reinforcement every time you listen to us. This is an absolute fantastic way to teach children with autism, because their main problem is they don't understand. They don't understand that they have to listen. They think it's all about them. And it's not their fault. That's just pretty much what autism is. Now, another thing for autistic children is speech therapy. Speech therapy teaches your children actually how to pronounce words correctly. Or some children don't know how to talk, so it teaches them how to talk. Now, if your child is receiving ABA therapy, you want the therapist to be BCBA therapied. So, if they're not certified by BCBA, then you don't want them anywhere near your child. There was a story that we actually heard this weekend at the conference we had to go to, and the story was that these people were not BCBA therapied, meaning they shouldn't be even teaching ABA therapy at all. And a lot of children self-simulate. So this child was self-simulating, rubbing her eyes like this, and these people didn't know what they were doing, and the child gouged her eyes out, and she is blind. It can be very dangerous if these people are not BCBA therapied. So, in the end, you want them to be BCBA. That's what you want. in the end. They have to be BCBA. And you'll see that on their records and everything like that. You want them to be that's what you want in the end. Now, I know a lot about this subject. I actually personally deal with it myself. I'll tell you a little bit about my experience so far with autism. November 19th, 2010, I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl named Madeline. She was 9 pounds 4 ounces. She was a big girl. She was healthy and just full of life and everything. She had her first smile at 3 months. She was babbling at 6 months. And then everything seemed to be going fine until she got her 12-month shots. After she received her 12-month shots, we noticed a large change in this once happy, active little girl. We noticed a really big change, actually. She seemed to not be speaking, and she was not interacting like she was before. As Madeline got older, things started to get worse. Her second birthday party, she confined herself to our room, turned on her iPad, and watched Dora instead of being out with her friends and family. She would repeat a lot of the same actions over and over and over, once repeating an action 50 times in 5 minutes. Her flip outs were not flip outs, they were tantrums, lasting over 2 hours. That's not normal. Hurting herself and anyone that was in her way. A good friend of mine one day said something to me. Her son had been diagnosed with autism a couple of years back and told me that a lot of what she saw Madeline doing, her son was doing. So I went to get Madeline looked at. And as soon as I did, we heard something that we never thought we would ever hear. Your daughter has autism. I will be forever grateful to my dear friend Ava, who really helped me through everything. If it wasn't for her, I don't know that I would have ever gotten Madeline tested. And I honestly will be forever grateful for her, ever. Our daughter now is in therapy, and I see such a difference in her already. I know my daughter's shots caused her autism, and I know this because I saw a change in her, but I never once thought it was autism. So if you have a child that you have seen and this child has just completely changed, I strongly recommend that you go get this child tested for autism. I'm not saying every child has autism, but from personal experience, I think it's definitely well worth a shot. So I hope you all like it. Thanks.